Mm. Here we
Good
go.
morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're from in the world. I love to see you all every Thursday. And today, it's actually, to me, maybe a little bit special because the man I'm going to introduce, it's actually because of his wife I'm here. Because his wife told me about CHC. And Alan then introduced me to the course. So actually, it's his fault. So blame him if there's any nags or things you have with me. You can blame him. You know what? Actually, Alan is that kind of person. If it would help somebody more than him, he would actually give away his last shirt.
That's correct.
He is always empathic and always caring about others. And maybe that's the reason why he's worked over 40 years trying to help people and heal them. He's actually helped a lot of people recover from whatever was wrong with them. And I know that the natural world is something both his and his wife's heart are beating very heavily for. So today, we are going to hear about vitamins, I think, or something else special. I don't know what it is. So, Alan, welcome as the first time speaker.
Yeah. I should say thank you to Brent because he kicked the bottom, and that's why I'm starting this. How do I share? I click on share, or do?
And oh, wait a second, Alan. Gary has to make sure that you can share.
Yeah. Gary,
You can, Alan. You can share now.
I can share now. Okay.
Yes.
So I'll share the screen here. If it will share. Can you see it?
We can see it. Yeah, now we can.
Now you can, but I can't.
Now we can.
What is happening here?
Ja, du skal op på slideshow, Alan. Okay, godt.
Yeah. Okay. Just yeah. Well, first of all, I couldn't find a title for this, so I asked Judith, and we found this title. What's your vitamin mix? And you know, vitamins and minerals are just chemical structures, and there's more than the ones that I'm listing up here, but I have to have a list. So I asked ChatGPT, what is the most important vitamins? And this is the list. And well, there's nothing to that because everybody knows about vitamins. But what they don't know is that, for instance, copper, you see here, is in some cases toxic for the body and others also. So sometimes it has to be in very small amounts, but it still have to be there. I'm going through this: nosebleed, hay fever, lemon cure, vitamin A treatment, and what it has done, and also Crohn's disease. Everything you're seeing here has to do with vitamins and nosebleed. You all know that. I started my life bleeding out of my nose, and we went to doctors, we went to hospitals, we went to whatever to find the cure for that. And we didn't find anything. Then we went to a blacksmith, and he is a naturopath. And well, his name is Louis, and Louis, he helped me with that. Vitamin C is very important for me, and it's running out of my body all the time. So I had to have extra vitamin C. Later on, there was a thing called hay fever. And yeah, you know all of that, I think, but you don't know how to cure it. Most people don't know what to do, so they're eating, well, what the big pharma are producing. Hay fever comes in the first time, it was in, well, over 100 years ago, it was described in England, and they still didn't know what to do with it, but they describe it. And what you see here is the first thing in the spring, actually here in Denmark, is pollen. Pollen is coming in, well, just a month from now. And later on, you will see the grass is producing a lot of pollen, and people are, well, it's not few people, it's actually 20% of the Danish population. But it's not the same in Norway. And in Norway, they're producing a lot more pollen from the trees, but they are not that sick. So I wonder why, and I found an answer. In Norway, then they don't have. You see, the picture number 3 is mold under a microscope, and mold is not produced so much in Norway as it is in Denmark. So there is a combination here in pollen and mold, and as you see at the last picture, it tickles in your eyes. It has to do with the running nose, but much more. I found a cure for all this. But first I have to cleanse my body a little bit. And that was my kidneys. My kidneys was not working correctly. So I went through this. And if you are interested in this, please send me a mail or just write in the chat. When I cleansed this, then my bloodstream started up running much faster than before. So still I had to find a way how to do this. I need something. No. Okay, anyway, the problem with my body was that the blood was not running correctly, and it was not cleansed correctly, and it came up that this cure here is a very, very old one. And you know, it came from Germany. There was an old lady there many years ago who described this for my blacksmith, and he was educated as a what is it called in Germany? Well, it's a high practitioner, and he saw many cures, and also he got some books, old books, describing problems that people had with different kinds of things. So after I had this cure, I've given it away a lot of times because it helps, really helps. If you have bags under your eyes and they are heavy, they are swollen out, then you should have this cure because it helps. It really helps. Now, the next cure, this one here, is a cure that we found together, this blacksmith and me. We had a lot of experiments to do, and we found a cure that can cure everything that has to do with the mucus gland. And, you know, it is in your eyes, your nose, the throat, your whole digestion system. And I gave this cure out to a lot of young people. And one of them he went back to me and said, well, you know, I said to you I had hay fever. So it helped my hay fever just after 2 months. And the cure is for 3 months. But can it also help with something else? And I said, well, I don't know. What are you thinking about? And he said, well, since I started this cure, everything is getting better in my body. And one of the things is that I suffer from Crohn's disease. And Crohn's disease is a disease that you cannot cure, at least what the doctor said. But anyway, this cure can. And what you're suffering from with Crohn's disease is either you are bleeding from your stomach, your what's it called? The digestion system, the rest of it, all out. Anyway, it stops with him. And I've given the cure to several people who has this problem, and everybody has been cured. The reason or the explanation of all this is that when you have a lack of vitamin A, then your mucus gland, wherever it is in your body, will crack a little bit. It's microscopic, but it's still cracking. So therefore, the surface of the blood vessels are very small. When it cracks here, then you will have some pollen going in there. And the only way that your body can get rid of the pollen is to produce a lot of fluid up in your nose, for instance, or eyes. And it is trying to flush out the pollen. But the pollen has, depending on what tree or what plant it comes from, have different forms, and some of the forms is easy to get rid of, whereas are stuck in your small cracks. So the same is going on for your gut, and the problem there is that there are no pollens at all, but there are bacteria, and these bacteria is going in, and the only way the body can defend itself is to produce something that will flush it out. And the something is first inflammation. And it will produce quite a lot of inflammation. And the rest of the body can, in the beginning, cope with all this inflammation, but later on, it weakens our body. So it starts to bleed. Small drops, very small drops, but it has to do that in order to try to repair the cracks. And it cannot do it all the time because the lack of vitamin A. Now, vitamin A, in my, my own body, it was a problem with vitamin A, vitamin C, and B2. These three vitamins, well, they are put into the body. They will try to balance out this problem with why can't I obtain enough vitamin A? And after 3 months of just adding a lot of vitamin A, not so much C and not so much B, but anyway, it will try to balance everything out, and suddenly it stops. You can feel it when you're taking a pill and you're putting it up to your mouth just before you want to swallow it. Then your body will say, "Oh, it tastes awful. I won't have it. I will have a feeling that this is not good for me." Then you stop the cure, and you are hopefully, well, everybody has been well, and they're getting rid of what they have as a problem. I can I can really recommend this. I've done this also to a young guy, and I haven't seen him for a lot of time. And suddenly he called me. Well, I know you have your 40th, not birthday, but your anniversary. No, yeah, not anniversary. What's it called? It's called, well, it's the day where you met your wife. You're not married, but you met your wife. And we did that for just a couple of days ago. And he called me and said, I want to give you a dinner. I have this sushi restaurant, so please come here. It's simply because he wants to thank me for curing him. He had a lot of problems when he was in school. He was very good at soccer, but he couldn't get out there because of the pollen. He's cured now, and that's very good. So that is all for me. I have gone through vitamin A and so on, and Crohn's disease. I've described that also. So this is a short thing, but it's open now for discussions of all kinds. I'm back again. Please.
Thank you very much, Allan. That was really interesting.
Very short.
I hope you all saw that Allan's email was on the document. So if you want to write him to get the, then please write it in the chat. Then I will make sure to copy the chat and get it to him. So it's fine.
Actually, it would be wonderful if we could actually get a copy of those slides, and we will share them with whoever wants to have them.
I'm not sure Allan was finished.
Why not?
He said,
are you finished?
Questions.
I'm sorry. Okay.
But there's another thing. Of course, I will send these out. But I have another thing also, and I think that I will make a little PowerPoint one day. I'll go through how to look at cancer. I know because we are all from CHC, so we can act as coaches for and asking the right questions for people, so they are thinking differently. And I have some tricks there, but not today because it's about vitamins, and the other thing is about talking. But anyway, have you ever tried to help people with vitamins and minerals?
Yeah,
Allan?
about 35 years. So yeah, I have.
What about you, Brent?
Yes, I have, and just like you, with different situations, and they will really make a big difference in people's lives, and specifically because they're lacking in that. Question for you, Allan, and what is this was for hay fever initially. What is the protocol to increase vitamin A, C, and B, or what is the complete protocol for hay fever?
Well, I found out that just raising the amount of intake of vitamin A, you cannot do that in natural ways. You have to find a pill that is strong enough. And the description of the cure is that you will have at least 6,000 international units per day, per intake. And you are doing the intake in the morning, and it really helps. So why not? And well, you will see when I send it out that it's very easy to take, and it only takes 3 months. After that, you should be cured.
That's wonderful. I have a son-in-law and daughter granddaughter that have bad allergies. I used to have bad allergies.
Yeah.
And a lot of my clients, I was able to help them. Once you get them off of dairy, is one of the biggest problems that gives people the allergies and hay fevers. Because it's homogenized and pasteurized, that messes it all up. But it's much different than mother's milk. Mother's milk has a whole lot less enzymes. The cow's milk has lots more enzymes. So we got to create all this mucus to break it down. And my son-in-law, well, what I did when I had that bad, I first heard about this about 40 years ago, that bee pollen, had the very pollen. I could inoculate myself against the thing I was allergic to. And so I took a teaspoon when I first got it, and my whole throat's full up and I couldn't hardly even breathe. Yeah. But so I just broke it down. I started with a quarter teaspoon a day. And after about 6 months, worked up to a teaspoon and a tablespoon. And then after that year, the next spring, anything the breeze brought in, I wasn't allergic to anymore, but I was still allergic to the cottonwood trees and the Russian olives. But then I got off all the dairy when I learned how to do what I did about 20 years ago. And then my hay fever went away. But I can still, even now, if I drink milk in the spring, pasteurized milk, my throat will get a little itchy. I'll get a little stuffy. So I just stay away from it. But the vitamin A I didn't know about. So I've learned some wonderful new things from you today, Alan, that I can help me and my family with. And everybody else that's on this call today, you see how wonderful Alan did with this? So any of you that have a passion about something or have some knowledge about something, call one of the master coaches and work with them to do a presentation like Alan's done today. And we'll help you do it. And you can just see how wonderful he's done and how it's helped all of us. Thank you, Alan.
Okay. I found out that in Norway, the reason that they are not that allergic that we are here in Denmark is because they are eating a lot of not meat, but fish. And from fish, you will get vitamin A, and you will also have some other things from the sea that helps your body to balance. It's all about balance. Every sickness has something to do with balance. Either it's up here or it's in your flesh and bones and whatever. So, it's a lot of people here in Denmark, and it's a big industry. It's every fifth people in Denmark who has this hay fever or Crohn's disease. It's really a lot of people. So
and
therefore,
the vitamin A helps the Crohn's disease also.
Yes.
The vitamin A.
Yes, it does.
Mostly
And
the A, not the C and the B, but the A.
Well, but you see, what I was told was that if you combine A, B, and C together, then it will start to do something in the body. And the explanation from my blacksmith was that it was, creating a larger molecule, so it would stay in the body. And that was just an explanation for kids, because it's not correct. But I ate that explanation because I just have to find out a cure for me. And we found it. It took over a year to make all these experiments, but yeah, it's there now. And I've tried to send it out to a lot of people, and especially doctors, but they won't have it.
Thank you.
Why? Because I've not studied on a university. I'm not a scientist in their way. And, they've just been paid from me because I'm just a taxpayer. And I'm a little bit irritated over that, because We want to help people. They want to help people, and some money. That's the big
Well,
difference.
your doctors, just like over here in America, they're taught that they are the doctors and nobody else is taught like them. And they're taught inside the box and to not look outside the box. Anything inside the box makes money. Everything outside the box don't make money. And they're taught never to answer, to say, I don't know. They are the ones that know all the answers. I mean, it's just brainwashing from the colleges, which were all set up and programmed by the Rockefeller Foundation in the early 30s. It's just corrupted everything.
Well, scientists and investigators also have hay fever.
Well,
and deficiencies in vitamins and all sorts of things. I wanted to note that, you know, the ideas behind it are well founded, because all of the things that come from nature, and there are only like 40 of them, as you mentioned, in combination in the same way that nature provides it, is very good for us. Also, listening to your body, I wanted to point out, is very important when you're taking mega doses of vitamin A, especially. So I think it's very general that if you're taking too much, you feel it. You know, your body just won't feel right about taking that. So you need to be very, I believe, when you're starting these type of things, protocols, very careful to listen carefully to your body. Listen to your body, and let your body tell you if you're taking too much or too little of that as you go through.
that's correct.
And
Yeah,
if you get them from natural sources, if you can.
Well, yeah, of course, but you have to raise this level of not having vitamin A to a certain level, and then it should be okay and running for itself. I could feel at that time when I had the cure that I was pushing to a balance. It was a balance like this, but it was pushing up here. And, you know, other people have the same feeling. So that's the one thing. The lemon cure is just for cleansing your kidneys, so, and also liver. So you are sure that when you are starting this vitamin A cure, then you can cleanse your body correctly. So that's the first thing of the balance. The next thing is the A cure. Jackie, you have your hand up.
We have a question that wants to be asked, so please allow Jackie to ask her question.
Yeah, Jackie.
Thank you. My question had to do with where to get the, you know, you said you would need to get sales rather than just food source. And even if like there's food sources, companies that have, well, it's not specific to vitamin A, but you know, like they have a lot of juice from the fruits and vegetables. So I just want to know what you thought about that. My second question, I know that you didn't talk about vitamin D, but I have a question about vitamin D.
Yeah, you see, first of all, I have got them from the internet, and I've been asking people, is this shop, is that okay what they're producing? And I've asked about all kinds of things because I want to know if it's okay and if it's working like vitamin A should. So yeah, I got a lot of different answers, and I had to experiment with my own body. So that's it. Don't be afraid to do it, because it is fantastic what you are experiencing when you first are well again. You cannot imagine what spring smells. When you come to spring and all the flowers and the soil, the fungus and everything that works in nature, it is so fantastic to experience that. As I said to Judith yesterday, well, it's like having an orgasm. because this is really fantastic. And most of us, we are just, well, we are looking at spring. It's a nice time, but you know, that's it. But it's much more than that. It's really fantastic.
I didn't know if
So-
you wanted to recommend a brand, or is
What?
it different for everybody?
Your sound is not that good. Could you say it again?
I was wondering if you would recommend a couple of brands, or is it different for everybody?
I think that it's different from everybody, but you have to experiment a little bit. But vitamin A, it's a lot of vitamin A, but it's not dangerous, not at all. Most people will say, well, it's dangerous to take 6,000 units a day, but it's not. In EU, they have approved that you could take 60,000 units per day. So it's better not to eat too much of it, because it will be a shock for your body. So yeah, 6,000. It must be 6,000. And if you cannot get a pill with 6,000, and I'm pretty sure you can't, then you have to add the amount in each pill up to 6,000. So maybe you should take 4 pills or 8 or 10 pills. It doesn't matter, as long as you know that it is the number of 6,000 units you are going for, not more. Yeah.
And please, Alan, if they are looking for brands, then
Yeah,
please
brand-
write in our WhatsApp chat, because I'm sure people that's going to help you with
Yeah.
brands for the US, because
Yeah.
Europe might be a little bit different. So please feel
Yeah.
free to ask. Judy, you have a question?
I just wanted to kind of throw in a little bit of what I have learned over the years is that allergies pretty much come from the gut. If you've got a leaky gut, for instance, then you're probably going to have allergies. So I think at the same time that he's putting all of these great vitamins, et cetera, in your gut, it's probably helping the inflammation that's there and helping to repair the leaky gut at the same time. Although that's not what he's looking for. He's just looking for the end result, which is what we want. And if I wanted to speak to vitamin D, Jackie.
Thank you.
Vitamin D needs to have vitamin K with it for proper absorption, but you definitely need high doses of vitamin D especially if you're not out in the sun a lot and that sort of thing. Because people with low vitamin D have a very poor immune system. And so keeping your immune system happy is definitely a big part of your health. And I think when Gary gave us the 5 physical laws of health and with the nutrition and everything, he is right on spot there. So, but yeah, adding extra vitamins, etc., to our routines, our nutritional routines, is pretty much a necessity these days, because our soils have been depleted and you're not getting what we used to get in our foods as far as the vitamins. So yeah, and Alan did mention that he got his vitamins from a health food store, which is key, because you don't want to just go to in the US, a Walmart, a Target, or something like that, and pull it off the shelf. You're probably not going to get the same quality. Just my 2 cents.
Can I say
Very
something?
nice information, Judy. Thank you for that. And if you talk about leaky gut, remember the session from last week where we had about fermentation. I'm not finished translating. It will come. I didn't forget. Look up the fermentations videos from last week with Simon and just get started. Alan, do you have some further comments you want to add?
No, I think that Anne, she should come up with a question.
Yeah,
comment.
thank you, Alan.
Mm.
What I touched on, you mentioned the fish, which is really very important for omega. However, the fish that we get here are all farm raised. And there's, what I hear, there's a lot of chemicals and, so I don't know where to get fresh fish.
Where do you live?
California, Southern California.
Yeah. There should be a lot of seafood out in the sea. And
Our seas are polluted here, at least, yeah.
I have
Yeah.
one word for you, microplast.
yeah,
Micro what?
Microplast.
plastic.
Oh,
Micro-
yes,
Microplastic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Krill oil
Oh.
would be a good replacement right now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, in Norway, high up in Norway, they're really good fish up there.
Mm.
But they are also farming fish. And when they farm fish, they have to add some medicine to the fish because there are some bugs in the sea. And well, they're trying to keep them away. But I don't eat fish from these farms, not at all. But high up in Norway, I've got fish from there, and they taste so good.
Of
They're so
course.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're clean water up there, high up.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so, and I'm not that afraid of plastic in our oceans here in Europe. Well, down in Europe, but not up here in Scandinavia. We have cleaner oceans up here than they have down there. And especially over to America, it's not good.
Yeah.
But there's also a thing that is fantastic, and that is if we stop polluting our oceans, the oceans will cope with themselves. And after years, they will be clean again. But it takes time.
Exactly.
Mm. Oh, what would you say something, Gary? You have your finger up?
You have said it exactly. The oceans have the ability to recover.
Yeah.
And we do need to take care of our oceans. The best fish I've eaten lately actually has come from North Atlantic. The North Atlantic cod and salmon, and it's expensive. It's about $20 or $25 a pound. I found it in Costco, but other than that, really, I haven't found any good fish around here.
Frozen, doctor?
Unfortunately, it's frozen salmon, and they call it North Atlantic salmon, and they sell it at Costco.
It has to be frozen because there can be some small parasites in the flesh of the salmon. So it's better that it's frozen and then eaten after that.
Thank
By
you.
law, it's by law that they are doing that on the sushi restaurants in Denmark, just to be sure that people are not getting sick.
Is it possible that there's dried fish, and what would be the difference there?
There's what fish did you say?
Fish.
Dried, like if sun-dried would be great. But
You get dried fish from the Faroe Islands, from Iceland, from Norway, and some places in Sweden. And Greenland, that's number one. They are drying a lot of fish. But my father, he said about cod, he was captain at sea, and he said, when you're fishing up in Greenland, and you look at the liver on the cods, then it's completely white. If you go to where I live, it's just a little bit brown. And the difference, what do you think that is? Pollution. Of course it's pollution. So the best fish you can get is from Alaska and from Greenland. And I
Alan,
also say,
now we're
yeah,
talking about fish. Don't
Yeah.
forget, if you buy fish oil,
yeah,
always break the pill and smell what is inside, because you might risk that it's actually rotten. A
Ooh.
lot of people say, you know, when they take fish oil, that, oh, I get these burbs of blah, it doesn't taste very good.
that's
Make
correct.
a hole in your fish pill and take some out and then smell. If it's not good, throw it out and keep your fish oil in the cooler.
That is great advice, Vicky. I like that, and that's one good thing about ASEA's omega oil is, you know, it doesn't give you any of that burp back because of the quality and stuff. But one of the other things when you were talking about fish and sushi, raw fish, the reason they give you that wasabi with sushi is because if you get fish that has parasites or bacteria, you eat the wasabi kills the bacteria and the parasites while it's in your stomach. So that's the good thing about the wasabi. I put it on the back of my tongue and swallow it down so it doesn't burn my mouth up.
It is strong.
Well, anything else?
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Was the fish cure really long? I mean, not the fish, the lemon cure.
The lemon cure. The lemon cure is for the kidneys, for the liver, and for your bladder. No, not bladder. That's not correct. Your gallbladder.
But I
So
didn't
if-
hear it. Was it
What?
long? Do I need to wait for the film?
Melanie, you were not here on time. That's why you didn't hear it. So you
Yeah.
have to read the note afterwards, because we can't go through it again.
Yeah, okay, okay. In my
Yeah.
defense, I'm recovering. I was sick for a week.
Okay.
Glad to
Anyway,
have you back with us.
if you want me to have another time here with a PowerPoint, I would like to show you what I did with people to cure them from cancer. And well, you know, the job is actually people's themselves, but I have to tell them, because sometimes you don't listen to your body, so therefore you have to listen to a person who are telling you what's wrong, and then they change. And change is all that should happen with them up here. So well,
We
Can I
really
ask-
want,
can I
we
ask you a
want that
question?
one,
Alan.
Alan, we
What?
really want that cancer information.
yeah,
And go ahead and answer her question.
Yeah, I just have a question, because if, is it possible to contact you? Because I have a girlfriend, and she is suffering cancer in her liver, and now she is on very hard chemotherapy.
yeah. First of all, connect on Facebook if you can, and then on Messenger.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah,
show
that
up
is good.
there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Thank you.
remember one thing. We are here in my town. We are two people who have the same name. We are the same age. And we had sons in the same class. He was, when I first found him, he was a firefighter. I had been a firefighter, but I was self-employed with programming. He later on becomes self-employed. So it's really fantastic. But we look different. Yeah. Not in the beginning. Actually, when Susanna and I, we were married, then they took some photos and they put them in the newspaper. And then his mother called him and said, "What? are you doing? I should have been invited to that. And he was, what? You know, and we had a laugh on that.
Just for information, I just put Alan's email in the chat.
Yeah,
So please write it down if you need it.
yeah, you should.
Otherwise, I'm gonna ask Alan if I can get the documents, and then I'm gonna put them in our chat on WhatsApp, so everybody can enjoy the cures.
Yes, you will have them.
Thank you.
Of course. And in English.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had these cures written down in Danish, and when Brent, he kicked me a little bit, then then I started to translate all of it. And you know, I am a little bit disabled because I cannot spell English. So therefore I had to use Google, and it works. And ChatGPT sometimes is better. So I have to look at both of them. That's it. Anyway, I think it's just before time is up. So is there anybody who wants to round up? Not the chemical, but you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna round it up when we're done. So no problem.
I think we're done. Aren't we? Or
Yeah,
any
we,
more?
we have 6 minutes, so
Okay. Hey, are you still there? Hello, Peg. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I dreamt of you this last night. So
Oh, really?
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. I was a little concerned.
Well, I've been having my issues, but I've been dealing with them.
Okay, good.
Need some more of that, the plus molecules.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Really, they work.
Yes, of course they do.
They do.
They do. Absolutely. So, yeah. But it was just because I dreamt of you, so therefore I had to just be sure that you're okay.
Well, was it good? Was it a good dream, or was it a questionable dream?
It was just a dream.
Oh, okay.
So when I dream of people, I have to contact them.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Simply because I work as a healer, so therefore I just have to be sure. Else it will spin around in my head, and I don't want that.
Right. I have stuff like that too. When people come into my mind and they on and off, then I feel like I need to, reach out to them.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
That's okay.
if there's no more questions, I think we are going to say thank you to Alan for today. It was actually fantastic. So normally this is the time where I would announce next week's topic, but I've been writing frantically in the chat to get it, so I don't know what the topic is. The only thing I know is that it's Sarah that's responsible for next week. So I don't know, what is the topic, Sarah?
Oh, I'm sorry. I responded to you in the private chat, but it didn't come. All right, so the topic would be healing the wounds hidden in your heart. So we're just going a little deeper than the discussion we had last time. I hope everybody can join. So if I can give a little just glimpse of it, it's about just being aware of what's inside of you, and also kind of waking up from the victim mode, owning your story, not blaming, but it's actually everything we are experiencing outside and make meaning out of it is actually a reflection of what's inside of us, which is unhealed wounds in the past. So please come and just with open mind, and I believe it will benefit you. So thank you.
It's so funny with you, Sarah. You always pop up on our meetings at the right time. So please, everyone, if you have anybody you know in your surroundings that needs healing of their heart, invite them for next Thursday, because I can promise you Sarah is fantastic. Really, really fantastic. So apart from that, I think we are actually done. So I hope that Gary is going to round this all up and say goodbye to all of us, and then hopefully I'll see you next Thursday. Thank you for today.
Can I just ask a short question before you, before Gary? Is it so that if I invite friends to next Thursday, do I just forward them the mail I have got?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I, again, feeling very grateful in my heart for knowing you, Ellen. And I've learned a little bit more about your heart, and I love that heart. And I've loved it all along, and I loved your ability to do that. Now, you talked a little bit about gaining knowledge through science. We do the best we can.
I know.
But the greatest knowledge that we have actually comes from a higher source.
Mm.
And when we are indeed tuned in to other people, as you've shown today, you're tuned into other people's situation. And the love in our hearts and the empathy that we have with one another actually is a stronger bond, even than the knowledge that science is able to acquire. So I just wanted to let you all know that you're all on the right track, and I hope that we can meet with each other often. I hope we can grow our group, that we can find the people that need our help and bring them in. And that's my hope and my desire too. Well, great, Alan. That's about it. You did a great job today, by the way. Nice. Very nice first time, especially in a second language. And so congratulations and thank you for your contribution. Very, very good. I think that we'll then see each other next week, and look forward to Sarah's message for us. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.